welcome back to A Couple Things podcast.
Yeah.
You guys have been asking us, where's the podcast? Julius and Destiny, where is the podcast? It has been gone for a long time. We have some explaining to do, but this time it really, really was not our fault.
At all. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, you guys are back with the podcast. You guys aren't here to stay. Yes, we are here to stay. We actually were here to stay, and then we ran into some crazy problems that, like, honestly, nothing was in our control, so it was pretty bad. But we're back, and like everybody says, they're better. We are better.
Better than ever. Okay, so do you want to tell them what ended up happening, or do you want me to explain?
I think you can go ahead and
I'll try my best, but I think you
can
know.
start. I'll
you
mix
fill in the
in,
details.
chime in and stuff. So.
Yeah, because you know more of like the technicalities behind it. So one day, randomly, we got an email from YouTube that our A Couple Things podcast YouTube channel was being demonetized. We could no longer earn any revenue from it at all because they claimed that we were like basically imposters of ourselves. They said it wasn't our original content. So like, you know, some channels and pages, they reuse other people's content and post it like clips or whatever it may be. So they thought that we were doing that and that we weren't really ourselves.
Like,
so
what?
Yeah, they like flagged our channel, removed us out of like the YouTube partnership.
Yep.
And by the time we saw the email, it was too late to like appeal it. So we're like, oh my gosh, great. Like we have to start all over from scratch. And it was just very defeating.
Yeah, it was super defeating. Like it was like to the point where we were like, I don't know. Like, cause you know, starting over, doing it all over again is kind of hard. And then, you know, it's kind of hard to, I don't know. It's just kind of hard to just restart. So we got defeated and we were just like, it's hard to get a hold of people at YouTube. Like it's, you know, on a lot of other places, you could just maybe chat on like a live 24/7 chat or something with somebody. Mm-hmm. With YouTube, you have to actually email them, wait for them to email you back and stuff. So it was a long process. And the only bad thing also about that is that they were like kind of saying that we were copywriting somebody or something, like that we weren't ourselves or something. So they were like kind of, you know, going to basically delete our channel if we were to keep posting the stuff that we were posting, which was just the podcast stuff, right? So it was just a whole mix up. We finally was able to get a hold of somebody at YouTube and fix it, and everything is squared away. And yeah, I don't think that would ever happen at all.
Hopefully it doesn't happen ever again. Yes. Yeah. So we got it squared away. The channel's back. We're able to just pick up where we left off, which is just like a big relief.
Yeah, we
barely got rusty. The email yesterday that we were able to get back on this channel. So that's why we're like, yay, today's the day. We wasted no time.
We've been waiting. Like we've been honestly, like this has been a big, like this was a goal of ours to really get back on our podcast. To, you know, a lot of you guys always ask about it and stuff, and you know we're back.
It was such a goal that we did this whole podcast wall in one of the rooms in our house. But I just realized we don't have our heart sign up.
Yeah, we don't have. Honestly, we're going to get this whole room situated. Like we said, we got defeated when we got that email. You know, we were kind of like, I don't know. Like we were just in a headspace. In a pickle. Yeah, in a pickle. We didn't even know if we were going to keep doing the podcast or not. But we really wanted to, and we're happy that we can do that. But we made this wall behind us. I think they haven't even seen it. They haven't even seen it. No, this
is the first video with it.
Yeah, this is the first video. This is literally a wall just for the podcast. It's absolutely not done at all yet. We're transforming like this whole room into like a podcast room, filming room. So
from this angle, it looks like a ruler.
It does.
like rulers above us.
Yeah, but nah, I think once we add stuff to the wall, once we start hanging
like the
stuff,
neon sign and things like that,
it'll look better. Yeah,
we're also actually thinking of transforming a different room in our house, like our actual office, into a podcast room. This is supposed to be like a movie room, but it's honestly, we have so many rooms in this house that we do not use. We have at least 3 rooms that we just never even go into, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And I honestly think that that's gonna be a goal of ours this year, this upcoming year, is that we're really gonna like utilize our space, one, and I think that we should like have a dedicated space for each thing. So like each thing that's what would you say, important to us. So like for instance, filming, that's like obviously we do every day. Podcasts, like we're gonna try to get like at least 2 podcasts out a week for you guys, because I know you guys love our podcast and I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it.
Well, realistically, we're going to start off now probably once a week because we want to set our expectations.
Yeah, once a week now, but we want to really like start getting into the flow of things. We'll start telling you guys like how it's a lot easier for us to film and everything now. But yeah, we just really want to dedicate one room to like maybe having like a full podcast room to where, you know, we could just walk in there, film, and you guys will like the whole aesthetics of it and everything. So yeah, I think, you know, it'll be pretty fire.
But since it's been so long, I'm like low-key really nervous right now.
Yeah, I'm nervous
I'm like
too.
all fidgeting
I'm like
and
rusty.
Stuff.
Like I feel like I'm rusty. Like, you know, on a regular YouTube video, you kind of like stop it, go in, edit it and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you can mess up and then just cut it out.
Yeah, this is like more like we kind of treat our podcast as like live. Like it's just uncut. There's like nothing in our podcast we cut out. Yeah,
except like when sometimes the camera stops recording at like a certain limit. Yeah,
that's the only time.
So we kind of have to merge the clips. But other than that, it's just a one-shot take. So yeah, we might be a little bit rusty, but we're going to get the hang of it. And we're excited to be back.
Whoa.
Right after we just conveniently said that, we had some random technical difficulties.
Random. Like I promise you that was probably the most random thing that happened. Like in our whole podcast history. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just get right back on track. Before, when we used to do our podcast, we would every episode do our apple and our onion of the day. But right now, it's currently morning. It's like 9 a.m., so we haven't had too much day. So we're going to do our apple and onion of the week.
Yep.
I'll go first while you think of yours.
Okay.
Okay, so my apple is that our 3-year wedding anniversary is coming up in 4 days.
Okay.
3
I like
years.
that. That's a great apple. You know what I'm saying?
Can you believe it's been 3 years since we got married?
Yeah,
7
honestly,
years together.
It's kind of crazy. Like I feel like I've been with Destiny my whole life. Like she's just, I don't know. Like literally, we've been through everything together. So it's, I don't know. It's a real cool feeling. It's a good moment. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's big.
It is big. 3 years, and I'm turning 30 in a month also, so we're in all the threes right now.
Yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying? We gonna have to do something for her birthday. I might have something planned.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. You know, she gonna get that dirty 30 though. Okay.
My onion of the day, of the week, I'm sorry, is probably that Koa has been sick over and over and over again constantly ever since he started school. We haven't even told you guys on the podcast. If you watch our channel, then you know that Koa did start preschool. He's only going half day, but ever since he started, you guys, it is constant. Either every week or every other week, he's sick with something. And it's like crazy sicknesses like strep throat, these like super intense viruses and colds, fever, stuffy nose, like everything you can possibly think of. His teacher just told me yesterday that there's a stomach bug going around in the class.
I pray he doesn't get that.
No, listen, we don't want to smell your doo-doos.
I'm going to tell you guys that when your kid, like if you haven't been through this yet, if you have, you know what I'm talking about. When your kid gets sick, it's like you get sick for sure, but you'll get sick maybe a little bit later or like maybe even 2 weeks later or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the worst. So every single time that Cole's been sick so far, we have been sick. So I can definitely agree that is an horrible onion for us.
And then I feel like all three of our immune systems are at like different rates because Koa will get sick first. Then you get it usually maybe a few days or like a week later. And then I get it last. Like I always get it so much later. Like my body almost fights it off, but it doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, it's like we're all kind of already getting better. And then Destiny's like coming out the room like, my throat's getting a little bit itchy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So then it's like a whole month almost of, rotation of all of us being sick. And by that time, Koa has something else. Yeah. It's like we cannot catch a break, but hopefully this gets better. It's still new and it's cold season, so I'm sure his immune system will adjust. School has been good for him, though.
Yeah, school has been amazing for him, actually. It's been probably the best thing so far. He's definitely, like, learning a lot. Like,
the most progress in the shortest amount of time.
For sure. Okay, so I like your apple and onion. My apple is, I'll tell you guys straight up, I think my apple is just our podcast basically re-coming alive. Like, we're back alive. You know, it feels good because, you know, we are the ones that are able to, you know, create these episodes, create these cool moments and stuff like that. And, you know, when it was kind of taken away from us, it was like Destiny said, a great word is defeated. We felt defeated. So now we're able to do all that and, like, we're back. So that's definitely my apple of the whole week right there.
Yeah, that was a big shock when we got that email yesterday.
Yeah, it was big. It was huge. It was huge because we have, like, everything all set up and stuff. We're maybe a little bit rusty right now, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get back on the pace of things and get everything rolling again.
And just to touch on that also, we were thinking of making a brand new channel, but then we were worried that, like, the same thing would happen again if we use the same name. So we were like, do we have to just start over from scratch down to even the name? That's what was also challenging about it.
Yep, exactly. So, and you guys know we love our name, A Couple Things Podcast, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty dope. So that's definitely the apple of the day or of the week. My onion of the week is probably, I'll agree with you on the sickness because that was going to be one of them. But my onion of the week is probably just the weather is starting to get very, very bad to the point where it's like you wake up in the morning and the house is shivering cold.
Something is wrong with our bedroom. Ever since we moved here, we will have the heater on full blast and, like, the rest of the house will be an oven, but our bedroom is an ice box. Like, the flow
ice box
doesn't work over there for some reason.
And me, I don't like I like the cold. Like, I want to be in, like, a cold, cozy environment because you can put layers on and stuff like that. But I'm not the type of person to actually like being cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to be cold. Like, you know, so waking up cold is the worst, or waking up in the middle of the night where maybe your foot's out or something. You're like, damn, like my foot's frozen, you know?
And Koa, for some reason, he does not like blanket, but even he's been using the blanket.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually crazy.
That's how you know it's actually cold.
It's cold.
And then I have a funny story to tell you guys about that whole, like, the airflow in our house thing. One time when we first moved in here, my dad came to visit, and like I said, the airflow in our room, like, doesn't work. So Julius will put the heater at literally, like, over 80. He'll put it at, like, 82 degrees just to get a little bit of warmth in our bedroom, and it'll still be freezing.
Yeah.
So he put it super high.
60 in our, when I put it at 80, it's like 67. We got to get it figured out. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, you guys got to do this, do that. I know
we had an HVAC person come out, though, and I feel like it was better for a little bit, and now it's back.
Yeah, I think it is back. I don't know. We'll figure it out, though, for sure.
Anyways, my dad and my stepmom came to visit, and they were staying in one of the guest rooms. So then in the morning, we wake up, and me and Julius are refreshed, like, oh, how did you guys sleep? And they're like, we were sweating. They're like, we were trying to open the windows, like, to get any type of crack of air. We were literally profusely sweating, but then they were scared to open the windows because I was telling them about how we had, like, black widows outside and all of these crazy bugs. So they were just, like, in a battle of, do we just sweat our butts off and literally not be able to sleep, or do we crack the window? And they were saying, like, they didn't want to touch the thermostat because in their mind, like, that's like a no-go when you go to somebody's house.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I wouldn't.
But if they're sweating profusely.
Yeah, no, I would just probably text, like, you or something, like, turn it down. But I'm not going to lie, like, it gets hot in our house, like, in the living room and stuff.
This room gets really hot.
Really gets hot. Majority of the rooms in the house besides our bedroom gets hot. And I don't know why, but they came out, they fixed it, and like Destiny said, it's back. But we're going to get that figured out for sure.
Yes, we definitely are. Okay, well, moving on to that.
Moving on. Yeah, that was a good apples and onions, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are commenting. I want to know. I want to see some apples and onions in the comments, you know. I think it's cool to, like, know the good things that people are going through and the bad things, because maybe you can help, or
it could even be of your whole month or week or day,
week or year. You know, the year's coming to an end, so
Oh
That'd
yeah,
be
we have to do
cool.
our yearly next podcast episode. We got to do our yearly apple and onion.
Yeah, yearly. And then when
That's
we
gonna
get
be a big
closer to
one.
the year, we got to do like our yearly goals. You know what I'm saying? We got to have some big
Yes.
goals, not only for our personal lives, but definitely, and our relationship, obviously, like as goals as in a couple. But I want to have goals in like our podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want our podcast to, I want it to elevate. I want,
Next level. Take it
yeah,
to the
next level stuff. So, yeah, but we're back, guys. You know what I'm saying? We are better. We feel good. It's been a while.
Yes, we really want to make this podcast a place where we can get personal with you guys, share some things that we wouldn't typically talk about maybe on our YouTube channel. That's going to be like more of fun content and like family vlogs or cooking, things like that. But here we're going to get a little bit more deep, share our opinions even on things that we probably wouldn't necessarily talk about otherwise.
Yes.
I have been in this rabbit hole, you guys, with the whole United Healthcare Luigi thing. Like I just can't stop thinking about it. And a big reason is because I'm so shook because the night before this all happened, literally the night before, if you guys know, if you are in the adulting phase of your life, health insurance, it's open enrollment right now. And as most people who are employed by like an employer, they just get health insurance through that. And then it like gets taken out of their check every month or whatever. But us being self-employed, we have to go through and find like individual plans. In Texas, the insurance rates are ridiculous. And like the copays way, way, way worse than California. Like I was completely shocked. It's been such a challenge finding good health insurance out here. So since it's open enrollment, I was like browsing through plans to see if I can like find better, premiums and copays and things like that. And one of the first ones I saw that was like more affordable was United Healthcare. And I had never really heard of it. So I went and I Googled United Healthcare reviews. That was the night before this all happened. And then like all the reviews were saying how they deny claims. So I was like, no, not using that one. And then the very next morning, it comes out that this guy, got his life taken.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
I was shocked.
Yeah, that is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, like I personally, like Destiny be handling all the health insurance stuff. I just see it come out of our like bank account, and it's usually like $1,300.
No, it's like $1,450.
$1,400 a month for healthcare, and I'm like, damn, like how many? I've only been in the hospital like probably like 4 times in the past 10 years. You know
and
what
then
I'm
you
saying?
would think that would cover like most of your stuff, but no. When you go to the doctor, we always have a copay. When we go to urgent care, copay. When we go to the emergency room, $750 copay, and that was one of the cheapest ones that I could find for emergency room. Other ones were like you have to pay 50% of the total visit, and they'll get you crazy with that. So in California, our emergency room copay used to only be like $200 or $250 at the most.
Yeah, out here $7. I remember I've been to the emergency room out here, and I definitely paid $750.
And it's crazy because I'm like, how can they charge these prices? What if people actually have an emergency, but they can't afford that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Actually, a lot of people can't.
They probably let you pay it over time and stuff, but you don't want to obviously.
Yeah, I guess, but a lot of people may not just have an extra $750 lying around to just,
Yeah.
And it shouldn't cost that much, in my opinion. But yeah, that whole situation is really, really, really crazy to me. I've been on that little rabbit hole, like on Reddit. You guys know I love Reddit.
Yeah, Destiny is like, I'm not gonna lie, like we were looking at TikTok yesterday, and she just look at her search history, and it's a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'm like, damn, Destiny, like, okay,
it's
like,
all stuff that he doesn't even know anything about.
Nothing about. I'm like, who is this person? And you're like, oh well, she's in the drama with this, but it's like some like super like.
What, intense stuff?
Yeah, intense, like CNN stuff, like they're gonna cover it, or like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
stuff like
not
that.
all of it.
Well, or like,
like some of the stuff is like, I'm not really gonna talk about it, but like the Nurse Hannah stuff.
And the Nurse Hannah, and the one big thing Destiny is on is like the baddies and like.
I always see baddie stuff on TikTok.
Nah, she loves the baddies.
But I don't watch the actual show.
She loves the baddies. What else she loves?
Those girls fight like dudes. Like, it's intense.
Destiny,
I'm like, whoa.
Destiny was just telling me a little bit earlier that you You was just
Why are you putting me on blast right now?
Because you said like you the one that said.
No, you said that I would get whooped there, and I said no, I would.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
Destiny
kidding. I probably would get whooped.
Said she was gonna go there, and or not go there, but she said if she was on there, she'll start whooping.
I definitely would not. I literally have never been in a fight in my entire life. I wouldn't even know. How do people learn how to fight?
Honestly, I think fighting is one, you can definitely learn fighting. One, obviously.
But street fighting?
You can,
you'd get better at it, or is it natural?
I'm pretty sure a street fighter wouldn't want to fight somebody who learned how to fight. You know what I'm saying? So if you can learn how to fight, but then there's also people that can just naturally fight probably. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it probably also depends on maybe the environment you grew up in. Maybe if you grew up with brothers who are fighting or people constantly trying you, then you got to learn how to defend yourself.
Yeah, I think, that's true. Because I know for a fact that I have, for instance, I have friends that will play around more and be when I'm around and stuff, try to just tap up, fake around. Yeah, slap box and stuff like that. But they got a whole bunch of brothers and stuff. And then I got my friends that don't really have any brothers, or they just maybe have sisters and they're never trying to tap up.
No,
and stuff,
Julius's friends are crazy. They literally box each other for fun, full on.
Yeah,
full on fight.
But it's just
you don't really do that though.
Yeah, I don't really box and stuff. I'm like the Dundada over there. I'm just the
Dundada? What, nobody wants to smoke?
Nobody wants to smoke, you know what I'm saying? I might, put them gloves on and knock them.
I can't picture you play fighting though, because I know it wouldn't be playing after a while. It would get serious.
No, I can play, but I'm just Destiny, I think she gets my seriousness as I'm a super competitive person. If you're competitive, or if you have a husband maybe that's super competitive, then you probably know what she's talking about. But I'm super I want to win.
He has to win.
No matter what it is. I could be swimming and we can be racing in a swim race. And it's I gotta win. You know what I'm saying?
Would you consider yourself a sore loser?
I'm not a sore loser. No, I know.
Not in fighting, but just in general. For example, when you played basketball and some games you guys would get blown out by 20 points, you would come home sick, ready to quit the league.
Yeah, we did used to get blown out sometimes, and I'd be like, damn, bro, this is so crazy, bro, because I'm
not coming next week.
Yeah, I'm not going next week because I can't keep getting beat like that. It ruins your, you know what I'm saying?
Then in basketball, they talk smack, so I know you're sick when you get blown out. Yeah, and talking smack,
that's 100%.
That's
true.
a punch to the ego.
Yeah, but I'm definitely a super competitive person. I think a lot of people. Destiny's competitive too.
No,
in her
I've
own
never
ways.
really been super competitive.
In her own ways, when it comes to cooking and stuff.
I'm not competitive with that, babe. No, I'm not.
She's starting to get like that. She's starting to get like this. Look, because listen, I'm not gonna lie. She's a great cook, and she could if anything, if she really really wanted to, which she probably never would, she could go be a top-notch chef. You know what I'm saying? She could literally go be a top-notch chef.
That, you think?
I think so. I think she could definitely
if I went to culinary school?
She could go to culinary school. She can go somewhere and be a top-notch chef and, literally, kill it and just be the best chef. But now, now, since she's getting that way, she's starting to become she'll taste something that's, or I'll be like, oh, this chocolate chip cookie is good or something. She's like, it's not better than mine.
No, I only do that with Julius because he always gasses me up and says that my stuff is the best. So whenever he likes something else, a lot of times he does not like food other places, from restaurants, nowhere. So when he does like something, I'm like, wait. And also because he always hates on my chocolate chip cookies, and they're so good.
Sometimes she puts too much chocolate. Do you guys like chocolatey, super chocolate chip cookies?
People have said that my chocolate chip cookies are the best ones ever, and you're the only person who hates on them.
Oh, people. Who's people?
My Brianna, she always says they're the best.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Okay. No, I don't. I think they are the best though. I really
right.
Think
you don't like them.
I really think they're not the.
I'm gonna put you on blast for a second.
No.
Let me just say this.
Listen, they're the best. Destiny's chocolate chip cookies are the best when she doesn't, like, sometimes in the middle she'll put too much chocolate chips. So like when you take a bite, it's like boom, you took a bite of chocolate and there's a little bit of the cookie.
I don't like a lot of chocolate either though.
But
so.
but at the end
He
of the day,
doesn't
what
like
I
them
was
to
saying,
be gooey.
yeah,
That's
but
the
at the end of the
problem.
day, what I was saying though is like Destiny is super competitive with all her stuff, all her cooking now.
I'm really not.
It could be chocolate chip.
No, you've made me like, okay, I'm gonna put you on blast and tell them. So the past 2 nights were bad cooking nights, you guys. Like I usually always cook good, but for some reason the past 2 nights I'm on a streak of like the food has not been hitting. So Julius is such a little spoiled husband. Like I've spoiled this man too much.
It's funny.
Where we have a whole dinner list in my phone and my notes pad. I have like a whole thing of options, like probably like 50 options or more.
Yeah.
And we can just choose what we want for dinner. And they're all really good. But
everything that Destiny cooks is good, but like sometimes she like
I'm gonna tell them. So I made chipotle honey chicken tenders, like kind of like the Chili's ones.
Yeah,
I made them like a couple weeks ago, and they were so good.
Great. They were like extremely good to the point where I was like, "What?" Like she made way too little. Like I could have ate 8 of them. For real,
They
like
were
she
big,
made
too.
way too.
And then I made
less.
like homemade ranch. They were so good. I made the homemade chipotle honey sauce. So then on Monday, the other night, he wanted the chipotle honey chicken tenders again. And he wanted to actually fry the chicken, but he wanted me to make the sauce. And since I had already made the sauce before, I didn't like go back and like look at recipes. I just kind of did it off the top of my head. But I actually ended up forgetting like most of the ingredients. I thought it was just like the chipotle sauce and honey, but it's like actually more stuff than just that. So he hated them and said that it tasted like.
No, I didn't hate.
You
I
hated
didn't hate
them.
them, but I was just like,
You
whoa,
barely
this tastes
ate.
like enchilada chicken tenders. You know?
Yeah, he said they tasted like enchilada chicken tenders, and he was like barely ate, and then he was all hungry the rest of the night. I'm like, he's so spoiled, and my feelings were so hurt
No,
because
I
I
still
hate when
ate.
you don't whenever you don't like something that I made.
Yeah, I know
hate
she
it.
does because I'm literally her biggest fan. Like I love Destiny is literally the best cook. I honestly truly think that she should create like a cookbook for everybody so that they can follow her recipes. And I think that she should also create like a cooking, like a video or segment or something of each recipe that she cooks, because it's actually kind of crazy. Like the stuff that she cooks is really, really good. It's like, it's crazy. So when she does miss, it's kind of like
Yesterday was
Michael
your fault,
Jordan.
though.
It's kind of like Michael Jordan playing in a basketball game or something. Like when he scores, like if he would have scored like 4 points in a game, you guys are like, whoa, like that's not
His
normal.
expectations are too high.
Yeah, like, but Destiny is a great chef, so I'm gonna, I hold her to a higher expectation.
Oh, lucky me.
She's a 5-star Michelin chef in my eyes. I honestly don't think anybody in the world, I don't care if there's like some known chef, some known name chef, like I don't think they're beating Destiny out
I
of
don't
anything.
know, babe. That's kind of
Anything. Like she's even starting to get to the point now where she's starting to make her own bread. Like literally
and
the
it's
bread
good.
the bread like starts from scratch and she makes it and you cut it up into your own loaf. Like she's hey.
And I'm on my sourdough bread journey, but oh my gosh, sourdough bread, that's like a
She's
whole
on it.
animal. It's been stressing me out. Like I can't stop thinking about it. Like all day I'm just trying to figure out this sourdough bread thing because it's so difficult. Don't even bother to try because you'll get consumed in it and it'll take over your life and you'll be annoyed about it. But anyways,
yeah.
So let me say what happened last night. I usually make tacos, but like I'll fry the tortillas myself and make them like super kind of authentic. But Julius, he likes more of like a Tex-Mex style food, like
Yeah, like I just like
more
some
of the
simple,
Americanized
you know what I'm
stuff.
saying? Like just throw
Like the
throw
crunchy
it on there and
tacos
give it
from
to
the
me.
box that you just throw in the oven. He likes
Simple,
those.
super simple. Yep, I
And
love
then
them.
he wanted He wanted soft tacos, but with flour tortillas. And I was like telling him like, I don't think you're gonna like them. But he insisted, and the flour tortilla was just like way too much tortilla. You ended up not liking it.
Honestly, it was just like I kind of ate with my eyes at first. Like I wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
You wanted 6 big tacos
for no reason. Like I was kind of tripping yesterday.
Yeah. it was way too much. But I personally think they're way better when I make them by hand. But you like that Tex-Mex stuff.
I do. I like kind of like the American Tex-Mex. Also, if you like, this is example. I like this thing called El Toro. It's from Tacoma, Washington. You guys can Google it. It's called El Toro. That's like in the world. That's probably like one place I would choose to eat Mexican food.
But you don't like
love
authentic Mexican food, really,
but
like
I
at all.
love that. Like I would literally
like.
Go
Would you
there
ever
right
eat
now.
pozole?
I would walk there from Texas.
Would you eat pozole?
No.
Do you know what that is? Like the soup?
I'm not a soup guy.
You are totally a soup guy. You eat chicken noodle soup all the time.
Yeah, but
and chicken and gnocchi.
when I'm sick.
You are a soup guy.
But I'm a clear soup guy.
Oh yeah, well, remember I made that Italian wedding soup and it was more like a
I'm not like broth. A red. I'm not like a. See, I don't like red. Like red soup. I don't. I need to see through. Yeah, I don't like swampy.
You don't like that flavor.
Yeah, I don't like that flavor. But
I can't believe you admitted that you're not a flavor guy.
But I would try pozole maybe. You know what I'm saying?
We have to get you to try it.
I would try pozole. But yeah, y'all. So you know what I'm saying? You guys are probably wondering, like, this is kind of a different atmosphere than last time, right? Or than like we used to shoot our podcast, because we would shoot at night. Yeah. And it's the morning time right now. And if you guys don't know, our 3-year-old Koa, he started school how many
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
In
so
October.
Yeah, originally he started in the afternoon, and we were picking him up, or he was going to school at 11 to like
11:45 to 3:20.
Yeah, 3:20. 11:45 to 3:20, and we would pick him up at that. But he would always get tired throughout the day, so he would fall asleep while he was at school. And now we take him to school at 7 in the morning, and we pick him up around 11:15. So this is new for us. This is it's actually a little bit better. I feel like more energetic. I feel more up. The lighting, I feel like you know what I'm saying? It's just natural, look outside, see the birds flying past and stuff. It's nice.
And our day feels like so much longer and more productive since
way longer.
We wake up at 6 a.m. and then Koa takes his nap right after school. So he wakes up by 1 p.m. and then we still have the entire day left. So it's crazy.
Day. Yeah, and we usually, we figure out everything that we need to do early in the morning. And then once he wakes up from his nap, we usually go do it. We get all our work done early. Now we are going to have all the time in the world in the morning to shoot our podcast. So be expecting a lot of podcast episodes from us. Like I told you guys, this was my apple of my whole entire week. We really want to get this rolling, get it going. You know what I'm saying? Start incorporating you guys. We want to bring some super cool guests on here, some couples, some single people. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a vibe on this whole podcast. So hope you guys are ready, because I'm ready.
Me too.
Super ready.
With that being said, we do also, like I said, want to start sharing some more personal things that we haven't even talked about on our main YouTube JuJu Des channel.
Yeah.
So one of those things was we recently we went through a difficult time, and we talked about the fact that we went through a difficult time on our channel because we were gone from that channel for 2 weeks, which was not typical for us
at all.
But basically what happened, we're just going to share it here with you guys. Last month I actually had another miscarriage, so my third miscarriage overall, and then we also had one back in August. So 3 months apart we had 2 miscarriages back to back, and it was really, really, really challenging, especially because I didn't really realize that every single miscarriage has been a whole different type of grief and pain. This third one was very different from the other 2, because the other 2, I found out I was pregnant. We had that whole experience of telling you that I was pregnant, telling some of our closest family.
Yeah, your mom, I think your mom and your brothers, both your brothers were in town, my mom, everybody. So
we pretty much told when we had the second miscarriage, we told all of our family almost. And then, I was pregnant for a whole month and just lived as a pregnant woman, taking prenatals, planning for the future. And then a month later had a miscarriage. Yeah. Whereas this last one, the third one that I had, I actually miscarried. Like, I found out that I was pregnant only because I was miscarrying.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like a reverse process, and the grief was like very, very different.
Yeah, for sure. Because you didn't know like at all until like when it was happening, or I think like a little bit after, right?
So I don't want to get too graphic, but I thought I was having my time of the month, but it ended up being like way more intense. So then I decided to take a pregnancy test, and I was pregnant. And then I found out about a week or two later that I was miscarrying. Another hard thing about miscarriages that nobody really talks about is that you don't just find out, like you can't just go to the doctor and find out then, yeah, you're having a miscarriage. It's a full on process. Like you have to go back for a few days, get your HCG levels checked. So it's like a weird grief process because at the same time you want to be positive, you want to keep hope alive and think like maybe this isn't happening.
Yep.
But then it ends up happening and you're like, oh my gosh, why even bother to keep hope? But yeah, it's just, it's a lot. There's a lot of different emotions that come along with it. I finally am feeling a little bit better and a little bit stronger to where I could talk about it, because if I would have talked about it last month, I would have been crying the whole time.
I feel like when it happens, you feel like you are the only people that are going through that. But then like you start to like realize like, man, this is like a lot of people go through it, and it kind of makes you feel a little bit better just because you know that like maybe for me, for instance, like I was like looking up like just different things of maybe why it could happen, or like just maybe ways of how you can maybe prevent that or whatever, because this is obviously like our third one, so it's just like it's a little bit more complicated than just finding out.
It makes it feel like a lot more like daunting and real, because that's now 3 out of 4 pregnancies have resulted in miscarriage.
Yeah, exactly. So, for me, I was very interested I was trying to figure out like maybe different reasons why, whatever. But then you really just come across like I came across a big community of like just the same type of people, like, you know what I'm saying? And they're men just like also trying to figure out like, oh, maybe like why is my wife like this or that, or like why are we having miscarriages, or just different things. And it was cool to see that like other people can
be a support system.
Yeah, like it's a support system at the same time. And like now, like Destiny said, that we're kind of more like open to talk about it, mainly her, because this is like a big thing for her body and everything that she's going through. But now that like we're more open to talk about it, like it's cool to like look back and see like, okay, when we didn't want to talk about it, like my main thing was to look and see like, okay, it's not only us, like we're not the only family that's going through it. So, now that we can talk about it, other people could probably relate and sit there and it makes me feel better. Cause
I agree that when you are going through it, especially in that when you're right in the thick of it, it is like one of the loneliest feelings for some reason.
Like, cause you're like,
so that's like the best way I can explain it. It's so lonely because you and your partner are the only people in the world to have that connection with, the pregnancy. Nobody else does. It's not like a real thing to anybody else in the world except you. So you're just so intensely sad, but like the rest of the world is never going to feel that, like, those emotions behind it.
Or maybe never even know, or, what I'm saying? Maybe somebody like even just says something to you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it may like in your head, it may hurt you or whatever, but they don't know what you're going through. It's like you feel alone. Like she said, it's just you two. It's your family. You guys are going through it. And that's why I said like the little, when I would look up, like Destiny is probably the biggest Googler. She's literally the biggest Googler. So I got it from her. I would just Google things. I would be like, why is this or that, da da da.
Well, we do have reasons for why
we do, but I just was like, I was just curious because as like older, you start to understand things more, you start to see things more, and you just like, you kind of just want to understand. And then I realized like there's kind of, sometimes there's not a problem, it's just something that happens. And that's like, there was a big community of people that also was, going through the same thing. So it was like,
Yeah,
you know,
well, for
comforting.
me, for my specific situation, I have like an abnormal shape of my uterus.
Yeah.
So that's, according to my doctor, that is like a big cause for why I have, have had multiple miscarriages.
Yep.
So it's not really something that we can necessarily change or control or really do anything about, but we can just stay hopeful. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where it's real, since it did happen back to back. I'm scared of
Yeah.
pregnancy now. Like when I think of being pregnant,
It's
my
scary.
stomach drops and I get very anxious. Instead of being excited and anticipating it, I feel like I can't get excited anymore because I don't want to be disappointed again.
Yeah. It's like very, very scary, especially like, yeah, like Destiny said, it's the third one. So it gets, I feel like the first one was scary because we ended up, like, luckily we had Koa after
after, yeah.
it was our rainbow baby. And that one was even scary because that one was like super complicated. We were living in California at the time, having to drive
We
2 hours
yeah,
for,
we were high risk the
yeah,
whole
the,
last few
the
months, and
whole time.
we had to go to the doctor like 5 times a week
Then
at the end.
Destiny, like Cole wouldn't flip in her stomach, so we had to like
C-section.
yeah, have a
And then remember I was
C-section,
hospitalized for a whole week during
hospitalized,
my pregnancy.
all that. She had COVID during her pregnancy, and after Cole was born, he had like fluid in his lungs and stuff, so he had to go to the NICU and stuff like that.
For
So
4 days.
4 days we couldn't. He was in there, so we were just in the room, just all alone with him. And I feel like when the baby comes out, it's like you're like, it's just that's like your whole world right there. So when the baby, like when Koa had to go to the NICU and be away from us, that was like, that was a super
Oh
hard
my gosh,
time.
that was probably the sad. Oh my gosh,
Super
I
hard
remember.
time.
Sometimes I still go back like all the time actually, and I watch Koa's like birth videos and stuff. And so like actually like I think last week I watched it, and at the end of it you gave me like a card and it had the sweetest thing in it. Like every time I watch it I cry, and like I can feel myself in that moment, like all the feelings. I can put myself right there and like know how I felt.
Yeah.
And you were just like so sweet. Have you watched those videos?
I honestly, I haven't watched them. I
I
just
think
have
you would
memories. You know what I'm
cry.
saying? I have memories. I am a pretty crybaby at stuff like that, so I probably would. But yeah, and yeah, like we went through all that, and then to like just the whole pregnancy process is hard. And then when you go from like a miscarriage and you're like, okay, well maybe this next time we're okay, and then boom, you have another one. Then it's like, okay, and maybe next time, and then you have another one. So we're on the third one. So it just gets kind of like, especially for Destiny, I know I'm kind of like feeling for her more than anything at all. Like her body and everything that she's going through. Like I would literally, like, I know for a fact that, it's like, it's got to be like the craziest feeling.
It's intense also because you
you
have
know,
to think of your body is going through so many hormones
yeah,
changes during that time. Like it's going from not pregnant to then all of a sudden a spike in, like the pregnancy hormones and all different types of things, and then a decrease again.
yeah,
And then for that to happen back to back, a few months apart, like my emotions this last time were literally like so off and crazy. Like I it was terrible.
yeah.
But now I'm finally feeling better. But yeah, I don't know. We still are talking about like we don't know what the
Yeah.
future holds. As far as I know, everybody always asks, when you have one kid, you're always forever going to get that question of when you're going to have more.
Or that's probably like the biggest question we get, especially now because Cole is at that age where he's starting to go to school and all that stuff. And like we always get like, are you gonna have more kids, whatever. And like I think now we're just more of like, we kind of keep that more to just us, to ourselves, because the complications and everything that we have been through now. So I think we kind of just keep that to ourselves. So who knows? We may pop out with a baby. We may just be good. But either way, like, we're gonna be good. And yeah.
Oh my gosh, there actually is one thing that I want to say. So, I did a video like not too long ago. This was literally a couple days before I found out that I was pregnant again.
Mm-hmm.
And probably 2 days before. And in the video, I was like doing my makeup, and I was sitting in this room, and I kept seeing like a shadow feet on my forehead of 2 baby feet. I swear. And in the video, I was like, why are there baby feet on my head? And then 2 days later, I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And having a miscarriage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they were like shaped as like feet, like angel wings almost.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That one right there.
You guys can go back and watch the video. I swear to you.
You guys might have to go watch that video. Because I don't know.
Have you even seen that clip? I got to show you.
I got to see the clip. I have to see the clip. You know what I'm saying? I have to see that clip. But yeah, we've been living good, living great. I've been eating good. I've been gaining weight. I've been going to the gym though, but I've still been eating good and gaining weight.
Yeah, man. We both are like, I have never been this far in where I just eat anything I want whenever it's bad. I gotta stop.
Yeah, me too. Like I just bought a 6-pack of Snickers ice cream, and I think there's only 3 more left. So. I think after I finish those 3.
What's with you and Snickers these days?
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm starting to get like.
I never knew you were that big. You used to
stuff.
always get M&Ms, never Snickers.
Yeah, I don't know, but a big goal for this upcoming year is like this is a goal that I have for me and Destiny. So I see like obviously running is a big trend right now. Like everybody is running. Like,
I'm not. Just listen. Keep up with you.
No, you don't have to keep up. It's okay. It's not about keeping up. It's about just it's
trying.
about running and trying and discipline. That's really what it's about. So, I've been seeing like it's a trend. Like a lot of people are starting to run. People are running 20, 30, 40 miles and stuff, which I'm not going nowhere near that. I think that's kind of excessive. But I see like a lot of people running, and I feel like I want to start to like really get into that. I want to have a hobby. I want like us to have a hobby together that's healthy. We have a hobby right now that's not healthy. And since we have
this morning time, we have to start doing hiking.
Yeah, but like we have a hobby that's not healthy, and like we'll go eat. We'll go eat. That's our hobby.
For fun.
For fun. Like we'll literally go eat, and like when we go eat, especially if we go eat at places, we're ordering way more than we should. Like we're trying things that we don't even know how it tastes or anything. We're just trying things and stuff. So I want to like do like a real transformation of being like unhealthy like hobbies that we have together to straight healthy. So maybe we go on like twice a week, we go on a mile run. Whether it takes us 20 minutes or whatever to finish, like we still have to get that mile done.
Definitely won't take us 20 minutes.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying because like, sometimes you stop and you go, but I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. No, I can run I can't run a full mile without stopping. I can almost get there, but then at the end of it, I have to stop.
Yeah. But that's what I
want to have.
Why can't I do I want to have goals like that. I want to have goals to where it's like we're working on ourselves together. Like, we're going to go run. We're going to, okay, cool. There may be like a little, we get into like.
Julius you're honestly kind of hard to run with though, because you push me so hard.
We got to push her to the limit.
No, he pushes me, but he doesn't understand that I do have certain limits. So you have to like pace the pushing.
Like her limit is like she may like just feel tired for 1 second.
No, but
like, you got to feel that. You got to feel tired to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You got to feel that. You got to be able to.
You need to have one goal for me at a time. So for example, instead of him just having the goal like, okay, finish the mile without stopping and just take your time, go as slow as you need. He'll be like, no, finish the mile without stopping, but you also have to go fast.
No, like I won't say you have to go fast.
No, I can't keep up with you, and you'll be like
you can't just like start running. Like start walking. Like you can't just stop running and then just start walking for 5 minutes or something. You gotta like actually like if you're gonna like slow down, like jog in place or something. You know what I'm saying? Like still keep your body moving and going. But yeah, that's like a big goal. We have a super unhealthy hobby together, eating anything, everywhere, anywhere. So I want to transform that. Coming this 2025, you're gonna be 30. My cooking is
not helping. I was trying to make donuts. No, it's
homemade. Okay, but you can still cook good food. But as long as like that could be like a Saturday snack or something for us. But like I want to just be able to like together go run a mile. Maybe like one day we want to go on a vacation to Hawaii or something, and they're doing like a 2 or 3 mile marathon or something. We go do the marathon and like we go celebrate. Just
like at Koa school, they have the 5Ks.
Yeah, just different things. There's a lot of things that people are doing nowadays when it comes to running. Like they're creating run clubs and all this stuff. So I just really that's a big thing of mine. I want to get into running and, just kind of switch up our lifestyle a little bit as a couple, though. I don't want to do it by myself. I want to do it together. You know what I'm saying?
Forces. We are stronger together.
Yes, you're stronger together.
Yeah, because honestly, when one of us tries to do it individually, it doesn't ever last. But remember when we were going to the park and we would take turns? Like you would run, I would stay at the park with Koa, and then I would run, you would stay at the park with Koa.
Yeah, but now
he's actually in school, so we can do it at the same time. We can
go run together every morning or something. We'll figure it out. For sure. But yeah, guys, we are back, and this is, we are back. We are fully back with our podcast. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at A Couple Things Podcast. We are going to be probably posting a lot of updates on there. We'll be doing giveaways, especially for Christmas. Christmas is coming up. Definitely want to give back to some of you guys, especially some of you guys day one supporters.
Yes. And also, we are going to be creating a TikTok page for our podcast. So go follow that. We'll put all the info to all of the socials down in the description box.
Yes, it's turned up.
You can see shorter clips. So maybe if you don't necessarily have time to watch the full thing and you want to see some highlights, you can see them there.
Yep. And we have some big plans. One of the big plans, I just want to tell you guys, because I think this is a dope plan, but we want to do some live podcasts, where we, do some actual where you guys can ask questions or maybe topics or whatever.
That would be a good.
But live.
Oh, live stream kind of thing.
Yeah, a live stream, but it will be podcast version. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe do that once a month or something, and maybe even.
And they can call in and ask questions. That would be cool.
Or call in or just be live, actually live streamed on it for you guys, and it'll be cool. I think
I actually watch you know how I watch Real Housewives,
yeah.
And so there's a podcast that I watch that they just cover all the Real Housewives stuff, and then they have people they have Patreons or whatever call in and they can be on and ask questions.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Cool. I don't know all that info, but we gonna figure it out. But yeah, we just definitely have a lot of stuff in store for our podcast and everything that's going on. So we hope you guys are ready. Like we said, this was out of our control while we stopped and took a break for so long, but we are back. We are better. We feel good. We're healthy. We're happy. You know what I'm saying? And we're just, we're ready to get back on the roll. So we hope you guys are ready as well. And this is it. We're back, baby.
We're back, and we will see you guys next time.